Beans, they're good for your heart, but the more you eat, the more you can probably guess. And it seems Stephanie Matto from 90 Day Fiancé found out why having too much is not a good idea. If you're not a 90 Day fan and haven't heard of her, Stephanie appeared in 90 Day Fiancé, a television series on TLC where couples have 90 days to get married. After appearing on the show, Stephanie became known for selling her farts in a jar at $1,000 a pop. Yes, you heard me right. She sold farts in a jar.
I want to thank you so much to the 97 people who have already purchased their jar of farts.
90 Day Fiancé star Stephanie Matto says she made thousands of dollars by selling, drumroll please, jars of her farts.
I mean, come on. To keep up with the demand, she went on a diet living off beans.
I like to get things rolling with some beans, a protein muffin, sometimes even a yogurt. Less sugar is better.
But she recently found herself in the emergency room for, wait for it, for having too much gas. It seems the pressure got to her. So what happens to your body when you eat beans? And how can you prevent the unwanted side effects so you don't end up in the hospital like Stephanie? Keep watching until the end to find out my thoughts on it as a registered nutritionist. Beans are a staple food in many cultures around the world. They are versatile, cheap, and easy to store. Bean plants are legumes and belong to the same family as lentils and peanuts. Technically, beans themselves are the seeds from the plant enclosed in a pod. The most commonly eaten species in the US are kidney, black, navy, garbanzo, fava, and pinto beans. Beans are packed with nutrition and will do your body well if consumed on a daily basis. But there is just one troublesome side effect, as Stephanie has recently experienced. Half of the schoolyard rhyme about beans is true. While beans aren't a fruit, they do make you toot. Why? Well, the culprit here is raffinose, a fibre found in beans which some people have trouble digesting. But there are a few steps you can take to reduce the impact of this troublesome fibre. Firstly, you can soak the beans. A study found that soaking beans in water before cooking them can help to decrease the raffinose content without affecting the nutritional value of the bean. Or you could take an anti-gas pill. Another way to prevent the effects of raffinose is by the use of Beano, the aptly named anti-gas pill which contains an enzyme that helps to break down the difficult to digest components of beans. However, a study from 2011 suggested that the widespread perception that beans cause flatulence may actually be overblown. Only about half of those who participated in the study found that eating beans resulted in gas. Even though beans can give you the gassy side effect, you don't want to avoid eating beans as they are packed with nutrition and full of fibre. So, what are the benefits of eating beans? Number 1, it can help with gut health. Beans are full of fibre and they're one of the easiest ways to get your daily recommended intake, which most Americans don't. Although federal guidelines suggest between 25 to 30 grams of fibre intake daily, the average American consumes only half of that. Fibre is important to consume because it plays a big role in our digestive health. By eating just a cup of beans, which contains around 15 grams of fibre, you can get about half of your daily recommended intake. Number 2, beans are good for your heart. Beans can help with lowering your cholesterol. Lowering your cholesterol can have an excellent impact on your heart health. How exactly does that work for people who eat beans every day? Well, it all comes down to the soluble fibre found in them. Soluble fibre binds cholesterol in your intestine and excretes it from your body. Therefore, you absorb less cholesterol, and low cholesterol levels are key for heart health. Otherwise, you'll be overly taxing your ticker, which can cause some real problems down the road. Number 3, beans can help build muscles. Beans can also help build your muscles because they're a good source of low-fat protein. Protein is important for muscle growth and development as well as for making enzymes and hormones. A cup's worth of beans contains around 15 grams. Depending on the type of bean, this is between 29 and 36% of the daily recommended value. Some vegetarians and vegans have a difficult time getting enough protein in their diets, but a serving of beans would do the trick. Meanwhile, an amino acid in the protein family called lysine is particularly difficult for vegetarians to consume enough of, but beans are one of the best non-meat sources. Lysine deficiency can lead to hair loss, anemia, and reproductive problems, but a cup of kidney beans contains almost 1,400 milligrams of lysine, which is 60% of the daily recommended intake. Number 4, beans can help with weight loss. Beans are quite low in calories given the nutritional punch they pack. A cup of navy beans has 245 calories, and given that beans are full of nutrients such as vitamin B, E and K and minerals like iron and folate, they are hardly empty calories. Beans are packed with protein and fibre, which are 2 ingredients that are important if you're looking to trim some poundage. Why? Well, foods that are high in fibre such as beans can be quite filling. Eating beans every day can cause you to be less hungry. In fact, a study found that people who ate a diet high in fibre were less hungry, and as a result, lost an average of 3 pounds over the course of a month. So the next time you're at a grocery store, instead of grabbing a steak or some ground beef, reach for a can of beans instead. All evidence considered, it seems there is no time like the present to up the amount of beans in your diet, but try to mix it up. While eating beans is an excellent habit to get into, you'll want to change up the kinds of beans you are eating every week. Why? Well, each bean has different types of fibres that help maintain a healthy gut. A healthy gut is important for heart health and general health. In general, the more diversity of plants in your diet, the better. Each bean has different kinds of vitamins and minerals, making for another good reason to mix things up if you plan to eat beans every day. So make sure you're changing out the kinds of beans you eat and not just doing the same thing over and over again. But should you rinse canned beans? Let's face it, not everyone has the time to prepare beans from their dried form. So this is where canned beans are a great alternative, saving you hours in the kitchen. There are pros and cons to rinsing canned beans. Many recipes advise rinsing and draining canned beans, which reduces sodium. However, some of the minerals beyond sodium and certain vitamins such as folate and other B vitamins that are soluble in water also leach into liquid part of the canned beans. So what that means is that if you do rinse your canned beans, you may want to recoup the nutritional losses by adding extra veggies to your dish. There's definitely benefits of eating beans every day, but don't overdo it like Stephanie Matto. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to join my community. It really does support me in making more videos just for you. Remember, enjoy food and stay happy and healthy. Catch you on the next one.